So we on now.
All right, we're live.
Hey everybody, welcome to T and I's second rendition of our pop-up live interviews. They were so popular last week, and I already know why they were popular. Had Mr. T here. But nonetheless, we are back, and we're going to take some more Q&As and answer questions tonight for all of you, because we had a lot of questions pop up after the interview and during the interview that we were not able to cover. So tonight's going to be more of a Q&A, and also us just giving a couple more tools and tips for you to implement on your journey as an EXP. But before we get started, as always, we are a community, so make sure you guys share this video. Make sure you add any questions or comments that you have in the live feed so we can go ahead and get to those tonight. We're going to try to keep it short and sweet. And also, I want to go ahead and announce our winner of our Halloween mascot contest yesterday. So I put up a quick vote earlier today and let you EXPs decide who our winner was. So our winner happens to be Miss Lakeisha Redmond, and she was Tony the Tiger. And she left a great comment. What was the comment? They're great. Yeah, so she gave us a great comment. So thank you to everyone who participated. It was out of her and Jaron Wesley. So thank you to everybody who took the time to participate in our EXP Halloween contest yesterday. And Lakeisha, please reach out to me and send me your address as well so I can send you your copy of You Do What. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into those questions that you guys posed from last week, and a couple that I received via direct personal message. So the first question was, T, I guess you can go ahead and start off. Were you scared to execute your first tour?
First tour, I wasn't scared. I was nervous for making sure that I have a great staff for the event itself. Once you get accommodated being a brand ambassador and you get accustomed to being a team lead, actually manage the event on the road is not the challenging part. It just makes sure, hopefully, that you have a great staff of energy and who can convey brand information to consumers in an energetic and positive manner. So that's the only thing about, I would say, the most nervous I had is just knowing if I have a great staff or not, because the brand ambassadors makes the project top notch with their energy. So that's the only thing I was nervous about. Others may have different reasons why they're nervous, but I wasn't nervous, really, honestly. Like I say, nervous with the staff that I have who can convey energy, and also just being great brand ambassadors for the day. So that's the only part I would say for myself that, as a tour manager, my first tour, that made me nervous. That's it.
Yeah, I would have to say for myself, it would have to be, I was excited. Like, I was like, man, all my hard work, the years of working as a BA, executing 4 events a day, I get to reap the benefits of now going on my first tour. So I was so excited. I couldn't wait to get on tour. And my first tour wasn't a long tour. It was actually a out-of-market tour for about 2 to 3 weeks. It was with AT&T, with the Boy Scout Jamboree. At this time, me and T, I hadn't met T yet, so we were not dating or didn't even know each other. But I was just so excited. But the one thing in hindsight that I took from that is I need to read the fine print. I was so excited to be a part of this tour that I failed to really look at the details and make sure that I understood what my role and responsibility would be on tour. And that's something I would say EXPs need to make sure they always, hone in on, is understand exactly what your role and what your job title will be and what you will be responsible for executing. So I didn't do that, but needless to say, I learned so much that on that first tour. It was 25 of us. We went to a military base, to do an event for AT&T, and it was some of the hardest work to date that I've had to do. But I learned a lot of great lessons that I've taken, now when I execute tours. And the one thing that I always keep in mind is to always ask questions. No question is a dumb question. If you're not sure, if you're unfamiliar with the terminology or what the agency may be requesting of you, ask questions, because you don't. The one thing you don't want to do is get on tour and you're not happy and you hate it and you're ready to leave. So, and I mean, we can attest to that. We've been on tours where people have left and we've had turnover with EXPs, and
Well, that was in the case of sometimes even the account manager not conveying the details information of a tour. Then once the tour go live, you see there are other additives that needed to be to make the tour successful, and they not project that when you when you were sitting it out and doing training and asking those questions. So some things, a lot of account managers, they hide those aspects of the tour, and you just have to be aware of that.
Or they're just unaware, because a lot of times they have not executed events in the field and they may not understand the logistics of what goes into executing a successful tour.
Yes. So a lot of account managers, again, they don't have the experience out there in the field. So a lot of times they're not aware of what the tasks that they that as tour manager, what you take on out in the field. So you have to be transparent with them on exactly what you need in the beginning of a tour, and also, like again, we was talking about the actual objectives and expectation they expect of you as a tour manager, and again for them too as well. So the objectives they have for you, also you have the objective and expectations to your account manager too as well, and you have to speak on behalf of yourself. Because they will leave you out there hanging. You ain't ready. If you're not ready, hey, you better be ready for it.
Yeah, so just make sure you are asking those questions. They, of course, experiential marketing agencies, staff agencies, they're going to set expectations for you at the beginning of any program. And they expect you to meet those expectations and exceed those expectations. But also, you have to have expectations for them, whether that's effectively communicating or just providing you with all the event details. Make sure that you convey that to them so that they can be forthcoming and make sure that you are successful in executing the program or the tour.
All right. And what was the next question?
So next question, how have you budgeted, or how have we as a tour team budgeted our funds on tour?
Budgeting your funds on tour is an important aspect, especially if you're deciding you're going to do touring for multiple years. This is an opportunity for you to make a nest egg or invest in some type of adventure that you may want to outside of experiential marketing. So as you go into your third year of touring, or your first 3 years of touring, that you will see substantial amount of money. If you're if you're saving your money, some people don't see their money because during the tour they're spending excessively on some things are ridiculous. Yeah. I've been on a tour where guys have purchased motorcycles, guys purchased cars, just random type of things. Again, one guy purchased a car, and the car was just for a car just to do donuts in, or burn out tires, just to have. Then it's just like blowing money just instantly. So you have to be conscious of your decision, your spending habits while you're on tour, because it doesn't last forever. Yeah. This industry, that tour can end right then and there. Then what are you going to do? So you have to be mindful of that and set your priorities in order. And
separate your wants from your needs. So what we want may not be exactly what we need at the time. And I talk about that, and you do what, but just make sure that you are always...
And you do what? There you go. Right there, you do what? All right.
Thanks for the plug, babes. But nonetheless, just make sure that you are always separating your wants from your needs, that you are getting those things that you deem are essential to you living every day. If you're on tour 9 to 12 months out the year, does it really make sense to purchase a $40,000 vehicle that you may not drive as often? So you got to really factor those things into the equation and make sure that you are making smart money moves, because like T said, you can have a job today and wake up the next day and a tour, and it's happened to us, a tour has been cut short without further notice, and bam, you're back out there just like every other EXP looking for the next opportunity.
Yes.
So make sure you budget your funds accordingly, and that you're always planning for the slow periods in the industry, because there will be slow periods and times where you will need to make sure you have funds to sustain you until tour or opportunities arise again. Next question. What do you like about having a tour partner that you could trust?
A trusted tour partner allows you to, if you happen to make mistakes or you fell short to do something as far as the setup, you have a tour partner to come behind you and say this and that and the other wasn't covered, and you're like, oh, I forgot that. But luckily, again, you have a dependable tour partner who can help you remind you sometimes when things are, for myself, if I'm fixing on something with the trailer or the event itself, the footprint, if I'm fixing up something and Jay like goes and remind me of some things that I didn't do prior to setup, that's what type of partner, or it gets it done prior to me even doing it. I see that, oh, she already started and I forgot that I was supposed to do that. So that's one of the things, having a reliable tour partner who you can rely on, and basically they can set it up themselves. So if you have a tour partner who can get their hands dirty too and go in there and get it done, hey, that makes all the tour even easier for both of you guys. So.
And what if you have a bad tour partner?
Now let me tell you, in this industry, you gonna have some. I'm gonna be straight up to you. You gonna have some sorry ass tour managers out there. And
or tour EXP members.
EXP. There are some sorry tour managers out there, and they do not like to get their hands dirty. That's what you sign up for. That's what your knowledge and your experience.
That's
comes
your
along
role.
with.
That's what you're
role
being paid to do.
Yes, and they don't want it, and they complain too as well. So why did you hit the road?
Yeah.
Do you know their responsibilities?
Yeah.
So,
do you know what you signed up for?
Mm-hmm. And we've been on tour where we had someone who was new to the industry that first tour, and I'm telling you, she was like, oh, this is my first tour. I miss my mom. I miss my parents. I miss my family. What the hell? This is part of the industry. That's why it's called a tour. But anyways, yeah. So you get those people in the industry who want to say I want to go on tour. I want to go on tour. They be so happy, anxious to go on tour. Then when they go on tour and they realize,
not even 3 days in,
you don't see family as much. So this is what type of this is the type of lifestyle you take on. You don't get to see families as often. You don't see
stability.
No stability. Yeah. You're on the road. You're living out of hotels. You're living out of suitcase.
Yeah.
You're living on airplanes. So this is part of the lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Don't sign up if you can't handle that. If you got to be next to your dog every 3 seconds a day, or if you can take your dog, take your dog. If the tour is open to that. But if your dog, if you can't live without your dog, or you're not there with your animal or pet or child, do not sign up this. Also, for those who have kids,
it's a sacrifice.
It's a sacrifice to see as your kids grow up. You kind of missing those special moments. Yeah. We don't have any kids, but we met other tour managers who have kids, and they kind of miss special moments, and I kind of feel sorry for them. But at the end of the day, hey, that's the job you sign up for, to be a tour manager. So just be mindful of that too as well when you decide, all right, I really want to jump on tour. You have to take these nails that comes with it as well, and
outweigh, does the good outweigh the bad?
Yeah.
Is it worth you sacrificing time with family, missing memories, missing Thanksgiving, missing Christmas, missing Memorial Day weekend, the barbecue, birthdays? Is it worth you missing all of that and sacrificing all of that to live a life on the road? Because I can vouch for all my tour people, and I'm pretty sure they're going to watch this. It is not easy. What you see, the glitz and glam, is one side. But behind the scenes, not only do you deal with logistics, with setup, with EXPs, BAs who don't show up, there's another aspect, and that's the sacrifice of not being home.
Yeah, so a lot of people, I mean, there are some great things about the industry that is more great than I would say bad about the industry. As far as being on the tour side, being tour managers, there are some great things you get to explore so much. Those are great things, but behind the scenes, there's some work you have to put into as well. So a lot of people think this, oh yeah, I can just be a tour manager. Yeah, I'm ready to be a tour manager. Come on out here and be a tour production. Where do I apply? They be ready to apply. Then when reality strikes, they cry.
And then too, responsible. If you're not responsible prior to going on tour, if you can't handle small tasks, it's only gonna get worse on tour. No, it's only gonna be exposed on tour, especially if you're on a tour with experienced people. They're gonna call you out every single time.
That if you have true tour managers who are trying to get you to help you succeed.
Yeah.
If you get tour managers who are not trying to help you succeed, they won't say anything and let you fall to the wayside. And then basically you'll be replaced.
Yeah.
So if you have a tour manager who are experienced and you're not experienced, and they're getting on you and telling you what you need to do to
don't take
be
it
part.
to heart.
No, stop being soft about it. This is some of you guys out here, y'all too soft. I'm an ages baby. We ain't soft out here, baby.
So you got to make sure you come, strap your boots on, you ready to work. If the tour calls for labor, you there to do labor. If the tour calls for you to learn your product information, learn your product information. That's really automotive technology, even sampling. If you got to learn product information, know the key talking points. Don't let a client get in the vehicle with you, you get secret shop, and you lose a job, or you cause other EXPs on the tour the opportunity to be on tour and to lose a job because you didn't do your homework.
Yeah.
Like, you got to grow up. You know, this being a BA and team lead and working in market is one thing, but you got to put your big girl panties on when you on tour, and you got to grow up and become a responsible EXP and learn the right way, not the wrong way. Learn from the right people how to successfully execute and be on tour.
Yep. And the next question is what?
As a male, what are some of the challenges you face as an EXP? And I guess I could answer that too.
Well, we both do the male duties around here. For as a male, most likely you're going to be doing the actual physical labor. So sometimes with tours they ask male and female, because usually they kind of lean towards the male to do the actual physical labor of setting up. So it is great to have a male and a female type of tour partner. But if you're two males or two females, if you have or you get two females who can get their hands dirty, then it's to me, you guys can handle the project as well too, also. But more agencies like the male and female combination, because of the physical nature of some type of events that you may have. Some of the setups we have been 100 by 80, 50 by 50, large scales over 100 by. We did 100 by 100 one time too as well. So the tour and production side of the things, they want usually a male to kind of be responsible for the truck and trailer, and again, actually the physical labor, and also if you have labor staff that's coming to help with your setup too as well. So they want a male in position to kind of designate the workload as you go along. But
do you think that EXPs kind of, I don't want to say respect, but like they know their boundaries? Like Brandon Bass is dealing with a girl versus a guy. Like, oh, we can go talk to Jake, cause she gonna be soft, but we know he gonna be more strict.
No, it's not. I would say it's even out there, because if you're respected and you set your parameter, your no's and yays before you start the event, then they'll know what type of tour manager you are. You tell what you do and don't want, and what your expectations are of them as you while you guys are there. So that's the main thing. So male or female, as long as you set your expectations prior to them starting, they know who you are as a manager.
I think for me as a female, there are some challenges, I think, because a lot of times they look at us like, oh, you're not strong, or you're not able to execute or do some of the manual labor. And a lot of times some of the women go toe to toe, if not better, than some of the guys on tour. This is true.
That's so true. That is so true, and that's good that you brought that up, because we had a production on our last tour, and the guys were so weak. So to all my men, y'all need to get the gym. Y'all need to hit the gym. The men were so weak. I had women, some of the Brandon Bass who assisted with setting up. These women lifting 50-pound bags, 50-pound event type of assets. They would lift them up with ease. The men were complaining, and the ladies were like, "Man, come over here and grab this." So it's putting the men to shame. So men, we need to step up. You have to hit the gym to get your weight up. So, but yeah, for Jay, one time during the event, we had to have someone to hop on the lift. I look around the corner. Jay coming around the corner on the lift, looking like what's the guy? I can't do Jim Carrey. Y'all remember Jim Carrey was on that lift on the runway? That's how Jay came around the corner on the lift on the runway. So
we
like
get
I
it
say,
done. Like
Jay
women
yeah.
sometimes we get it done. Even though like account managers and stuff may underestimate the power of having a female on tour. A lot of times, like I have friends, they're CDLA drivers. And they be driving and moving and just doing everything that a male can. But I do understand the significance of having, a male on tour sometimes. And then sometimes the BAs may be more receptive to T versus me, or, talking to me and not T. But it just all depends, like T said. But account managers, hire girl power. We may not be able to lift as much, but
no, those is some strong women out there. Hold on, they can't lift just as much. It's some strong women out there.
But we can get the job done just as good as a male can. So definitely keep the women in mind. Definitely if they're detail oriented and they have the qualifications in their resume, speaks that they are able to, do what's needed and what's required to execute a successful tour. So I would definitely say that. And on to another point, T, do you think that women should be given more opportunities on tour? Or do you think it's already even? Like, because, back when we started, it was more, I felt like it was more males than females on tour. But do you think it's changing?
Yes, I think it's changing also because they've seen that women have the strength and ability to do out there with the male labor too, as well a guy doing the male labor. If you have two strong women who can lift simultaneously, who can lift together on event equipment that is heavy. So again, the transition from where it used to be to where it's now, I see a lot of females who are tour managers, who are leading programs on the production side too as well. So if there's someone on the lift, we just recently saw a young lady. She was on the forklift for an event doing production work too as well. So again, there are more women out here who have the ability and have the strength to go out there and execute, to be on the tour side and production side of an event. So if I were an agency or a staffing agency, I will look to women, strong women who can go out there and get the job done versus a weak male who don't want to come out there who too proud to get his hands dirty. So I would look to women to lead programs too as well. So women power, woman power, y'all stand up out there. All right.
So last question we're gonna tackle tonight is the question of, how do I say it? The question of just staying organized and staying on an even keel on tour. How do you think that we work as a tandem on tour? Last week we talked about divvying duties and making sure that we, stay out of each other's way and executed the tour to its best abilities. But for some people who may be new or who may have been partnered with a tour manager that they don't know, how can they find out like what works best for them? And whether this tour partner that the agency hired is a good match for them on tour.
Well,
and what do they do if they're having problems? Like, how do they address the problems?
Well, you don't know if they're a good match again until you actually get in the field and you guys actually setting up for your first set of events. So I say about the second event, you guys should have kind of grasped the strength and the weakness of each other. If it's where you guys still don't know, you guys maybe need to sit down and like, all right, I see that I like to do so and so, or you like to do so and so, so I'll let you kind of manage that and I'll manage this part. If it comes after the third event and you guys don't have a plan together or know how to manage, or you're having a problem, one is having a problem with another person, you may want to go with your account manager and express you guys' differences and let them kind of play the middleman on that. If it goes further where you guys can't have a middleman and just like you just cannot work with this person, the best result is maybe find another tour to jump on or remove yourself from that tour, because one thing you don't is I call it a tour from hell. You don't want no tour from hell that you work with this person next to you and they're not getting the job done. They're not being accountable, being responsible. So you don't want the tour for hell, because I've seen tours from hell and
they've
they
been
have
on
been
tour
hell.
hills.
Yeah, we've been on tours
and
from
it
hell.
makes it hard for everybody. Like the tour staff, the people executing the event. It's like you almost got to pick sides because you don't want to upset one or the other. Yeah. So I agree with T. Making sure that you work through and you iron out those kinks. Y'all effectively communicate about what you're doing, you don't like about the person. If the person is not willing to change, communicate your issues to your account manager. Have a call. You guys talk about the issues as a team with the account manager. And then from there, it may be best to part ways, because at the end of the day, your sanity, your health, your ability to come to work happy and willing to be there is important. And if not, it's going to show at the event. It's going to show when you're dealing with consumers. It's going to be highlighted. So whether that's a mate that you may be dating and you guys are not dating anymore, whether it's two males.
Well, if you're not dating anymore, y'all don't need to be working together anymore.
Yeah. Right. But some couples can still work together, separate both, and still be friends and work on tour. People do it all the time. Stop. But if it's like a male or a female, and you two just can't stand each other, like you gotta be off tour, like you can't do it, don't force it for the money, because it's gonna show. Yeah. Instead, cut ties and look for other tour opportunities. If you're a great EXP, if you do a awesome job, you are gonna have consistent tour opportunities knocking at your door. So never be afraid to step out and leave a tour for the sake of preserving your sanity and your integrity. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up soon. Just want to go ahead and give shouts out to everybody. Hi, Christy, Newland, and Yamon. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining. Any other questions that we didn't get to or didn't show up on the feed? Oh well, time's almost up, but we're gonna but just talk quickly about resumes. People ask us all the time, do you have joint resumes? Do you have a separate resume that you submit when you are applying for opportunities together? When we are working as a tour team, we do have a tour team resume that we put together and that we use to send to different account managers and different job opportunities that we feel are a great fit for us. And when we are applying for things separate, we do still have separate resumes. Yeah. And over the years, we've been able to kind of condense and create a great system, right? Yeah, so with the resumes too, they get very long too as well. So you want to make sure you have a condensed resume. Some people have like a 3 to 4 page resume, which is 20 ridiculous. Pages. And I've spoken to account managers. I've sat next to account managers, some major account managers with some major companies, and they've shown me some of you guys' resumes, and they like 3 and 4 pages long. She like one. It was a male and female account manager. They like, you think I'm gonna sit here and look through this shit? Hey, I'm expressing the truth. T, you think I'm gonna sit here and look through this? That's how they express it. So I'm giving you the expression how they express. You think I'm gonna sit here and read through all this like this? They was like, they don't get it. Yeah. So I'm going to help you guys out and get it. So please do not have a resume that's 3 and 4 pages long. Yeah. After they finish with the first 2 pages, guess what? They slide into the next one. Yeah. Because it's time consuming. Yeah. So they want something quick. To vet somebody and to find somebody qualified. It takes time. So if you have a 3 or 4 page resume, 5, 20, 10 page, you may want to go get your knife out right now, some scissors, and start cutting that baby in half, because that's too long. Who gonna have read your history? I want you to 3 and 4 page history. 2 pages is all you need. Yeah. And speaking of, like, over the years, we've been able to perfect, refine, come up with different tactics that we have implemented to create a good resume, to create something that lands us consistent opportunities, whether it's separate or as a team. And listen, it didn't happen overnight. I once had a 5 to 10 page resume. I once went through, T, you did too. No, my resume was never that long. Yes, you did. And we both had to learn how to condense, especially with 2 people. Yeah, yes, that, but... Having to learn how to create a great resume, which sells our experience, but does it in a concise manner and makes it to where account managers can still get a glimpse into all the extensive experience that you have, but it sells you and it excels your abilities and all the experience that you have gained over the years.
Yeah, so they don't need from now to when you was born.
Yeah, just keep it short. Or when you first started as a BA 5-6 years ago, keep it short and sweet. But I say that to say all the years, all the experience, everything that I have learned, I am actually going to go ahead because I get so many questions from people asking me, hey, Jay, I need help with my resume. Can you help me fine tune it? Can you help me perfect it? And I'm just one person. I do have a life. I have things that I want to do and I need to do on a daily basis. So I'm unable just physically to sit down and go through everybody's resume. But I do want to help and show you guys what we have been able to implement and our tools for success with resumes. So next Wednesday, I'm going to do my first webinar teaching you guys how to create a winning resume to obtain consistent opportunities as a EXP. So I'm going to put the link to that webinar below. It is, it's not free. It's going to cost you $50 if you want to do it. And I'm doing this because I want to see who's serious, who's really passionate about making a commitment to improve their resume, to improve their opportunities, and to gain those consistent opportunities in the industry. There's a lot of tips in the group that we've included over the past months that you can go back and read, but this right here is going to be only open to 25 people. I want to keep it small and intimate. I'm going to be answering questions. We're going to go through resume templates. We're going to go through the good, the bad. I'm going to show you what works, what doesn't work, what you need to delete and what you need to implement.
Delete those 3-4 pages.
That's just one thing, but delete things within your resume that's keeping you from obtaining that tour opportunity or moving from a BA to a product specialist. I'm going to show you how to do that. So make sure
stop looking at the cost. Everybody first thing look at the cost. $50.
Yeah.
$50, but you drink that in one day.
Or you spend that on gas, or
no. You need gas,
that.
but you spend it on irrelevant things that you don't need. So this is something that you do need that to help you to. If $50 can make me extra $1,000, I would surely throw it in the pot. So gamble on that. Take that to Vegas.
Yeah. So definitely check out that link. Go ahead and sign up tonight. Tell your friends, other EXPs who have been asking, who need help with their resume, about that webinar course I'm going to have, and I'm going to only open it up to 25 people. So make sure you guys go ahead and sign up. It's going to be next Wednesday,
Please.
7 p.m. I'm doing it on Job Post Wednesday. So not only do I have jobs in the group, as you guys already know, but we are going to talk about perfecting and creating that resume. I'm going to provide you guys with a lot of tips and a template that you'll be able to walk away to improve opportunities and to gain consistent opportunities as an EXP. So we're going to go ahead and get off of here. As you guys can see, we sporting our shirts tonight.
I love
brands.
I like this one. I'm not 9 to 5, baby.
Because I'm not 9 to 5.
No.
Those shirts,
not corporate
be on the
America.
Lookout. Those will be coming soon.
And what's yours?
Ambassador of brands. So we switched it up. Brand ambassador brands.
I'm not 9 to 5. This is number one. So if you do purchase one, this is number one.
No, this is number one.
Look at the color combination right here. I'm not 9 to 5. Hey, you from the Oaktown, baby? You'll like this right here. This goes straight with the Oakland, huh?
But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and get off of here. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining in for part 2 of our series, and for providing us with all of your questions. Hopefully, all the information and insight that we provide will help you on your journey as an EXP. Enjoy the rest of your rest of your night. Have a great weekend, and be safe executing your events. You do what?
Bye-bye.